How you doing? Let's have a conversation about how the flow of information impacts an organization's operation. Please join me on this journey of knowledge dissemination. Enjoy the video. In this video, I'm going to talk about Blockbuster. It used to be the world's largest chain of video rental stores. Today, it exists as a property of Dish, a satellite television provider. Blockbuster opened its first store in 1985. By 2010, it had filed for bankruptcy. Over those 25 years, Blockbuster saw its market value go from $4.8 billion as per an IPO initiated by Viacom to $24 million when it went bankrupt. How did this happen? How did such a dominant player become irrelevant so drastically? For starters, Blockbuster's business model was heavily reliant on late fees. When you are the only option in town, you can get away with charging customers for being just minutes late. But when competitors began to offer services that allowed consumers to enjoy videos without any time limit, Blockbuster had to work harder to justify those fees. That's not all. There was also a convenience factor. Today, many people stream content wherever they are. Aside from streaming, retail kiosks, like the ones provided by Redbox, also took some market share. Clearly, the environment was changing, and consumers wanted a service that more closely aligned with their needs. Did Blockbuster not see what was happening? Did they assume that this was a fad? Did executives even bother to acquire on-the-ground truth by engaging store associates to inquire about their thoughts? Surely store associates had conversations with customers, and was it not possible that those associates understood a certain context that a sales database did not have? You could call it tacit know-how, essentially undocumented knowledge. Or perhaps Blockbuster could have directly surveyed customers about their entertainment preferences. They could have asked questions regarding why those consumers might choose a competitor. Basically, engaging customers in a manner that would have provided Blockbuster with some kind of actionable business intelligence. I'd like to know why Blockbuster did not fully leverage its institutional knowledge of its customers. Again, Blockbuster was a dominant market player. They had 2.5 decades of experience. This means it had a unique information advantage. The idea that Blockbuster did not put their know-how into action is unfortunate. Why did they cling so tightly, so long, to an outdated business model? To be sure, a plethora of variables could have still led Blockbuster to its demise, but I believe that the flow of knowledge, or lack thereof, only worsened matters. Blockbuster is just one example of what can happen to an organization when it doesn't know what it knows, when it doesn't have an accurate understanding of current market dynamics, when it doesn't understand the value proposition of its competitors, and when it doesn't fully grasp how to make a product or service sticky. Blockbuster should have studied Michael Porter's 5 Forces, which was originally published in 1979, 6 years before the first Blockbuster store opened. Or they could have simply took heed of Sun Tzu's advice: know thyself, know thy enemy, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. Thank you for watching. I encourage you to provide feedback and participate in this conversation. Comment, subscribe, like, visit my website. I love to hear other perspectives because knowledge is for everyone.